Okay, I need to find a good one. All right, we live. Really good chatting with you. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on when and where you're watching this Facebook Live. This is the voice and the face of Dr. Olabintan, Livingspring Family Medical Center here in Mansfield, Texas, where we help our patients live long and well because we believe the quality of life is just as important as the quantity of life. If you're watching live, hashtag live, watching replay, hashtag replay. I'm excited to be giving the first duet, what would I say, Facebook Live this year, 2024, with the one and the only Dr. Anita Lwanga. Thank you, Doc, for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
And this is guest episode number 3 for you. You're definitely a favorite, so we love having you over and over again. So thank you for taking the time to come here to hang out with us this evening. Now, for those who are wondering who you are, though, Doc, can you introduce yourself? Who are you and what you do?
So my name is Anita Lwanga. I'm an exercise physiologist, internist, and geriatrician. My mission is to help my patients live a good quality life by improving their diet, their exercise, their sleep, and optimizing their medications so we can keep them healthy and out of the hospital.
I like what you do, Doc. But why do you do what you do? What's in it for it? Why do you do what you do?
That's a great question. I think for me, like any doctor, your joy is in seeing your patients getting better. As much as you build a connection with your patients in the hospital or in the clinic, when somebody is leaving the hospital, it's like we've all been going through a war and we won the war. So it's like, as sad as you are that they're leaving, it's like, yay, they're getting better. And even in the clinic, when a patient comes back to you, like I've had more recently this year, a couple of patients come back to me and they lost weight. And I'm like, you were listening? Like we were talking about other issues and in passing, they're like, oh doc, my clothes don't fit. And I'm like, okay, do this, this, and this, like small tweaks. And they are winning in life. That is why I do what I do, to see my patients win in life.
I like it, and I understand that whole, like, you like your patients, you kind of enjoy the conversation. You enjoy the conversation, not kinda, and you look forward to seeing them. But if they have to see you often, then that's not necessarily a good thing. And so the balance, the balance between the two, like you're well enough to not see me as often. There you go, and that's good. That's good medicine. All right, awesome. My next question to you, because today we're talking about no excuses workout, overcoming limitations for a healthier you. Are we going to emphasize exercise? So, why is exercise important? Like it sounds like work, but why why is it good for? Why is it good, Doc? Help me. Help others.
That is a great question. So there are a million benefits of exercise. I'm sure most of us have heard it's good for your heart. Yes, it is good for your heart. It's good for your lungs and to keep your heart and your lungs healthy so you're less prone to disease. It's good even for those of you guys who are into your skin. Dr. Tolu and I were just talking about skin. They found that people that exercise about 30 minutes per day, if they look at your skin underneath the microscope, they can actually see that the cells are looking and acting younger. It is good for your mental health as well. There are actually studies out there that show that individuals that have depression or anxiety or bipolar disorder, various psychiatric disorders, they're better controlled, or it's easier to control their symptoms if they incorporate exercise into their lifestyle. So I could go on and on and on and on, but overall, if you want to live a long life, you want to live a long life with good quality life, as Dr. Tolu talks about, you want to exercise. It's the best medicine. I can't necessarily say this because the FDA has not put a stamp on it, but I think exercise is the magic pill that we're all looking for. Whatever benefit you're looking for, you want to feel better about yourself, you want more confidence, you want more mental clarity, you want to manage your stress, you want to look better, like physically, you want your skin to look better, you want to be less anxious. Exercise.
I love it. It's the cure all. What the phrase you use? The magic pill. Magic people are looking for exercise. Exercise. I love it. Now, for those who are watching, who are like, well, that's great. I know that exercise has benefits. I know it helps the heart, all the organs, but I'm busy. I don't have enough time. Now, let's talk. Are there types of exercises that you think are possible or you recommend for people who have busy schedule and limited time? Those who need more than 24 hours in a day.
Definitely. I think the most time efficient type of exercise that has been shown to help you maintain your muscle mass. It's good for your heart and your lungs, and you get a lot of the benefits without spending all the time in the gym. It's called HIIT. It's high interval intensity training. So the way HIIT works, you have a time period of total 15 to 20 minutes. All of us can find this. And you don't necessarily even have to find a trainer to do this. You can go to YouTube and Google HIIT workouts, and you will see examples of different kind of HIIT workouts. If you don't want to use equipment, you don't want to do whatever exercises they're doing, you can go outside and start doing HIIT using sprints. So you might do a series of, say, 100-meter sprints. That'll take you like a couple of seconds, and then walk for 30 seconds. Repeat that in a cycle over and over for 10 minutes. You've got your HIIT workout. You're going to burn a lot of calories in a short period of time. You're building your muscle mass, and you're building your cardiovascular fitness. So that's one example. But if you go online, there's a couple of people that I like following online. One of them is called Natasha Ocean. If you just type in her name the way it sounds with an E on the end. There's another one called Heather Robertson, or I'm trying to think of my other favorite one. Anyways, her name will come back to me. For some reason, it's not coming to me right now. But any kind of HIIT workout, they will show you exercises you can do at home. So for example, they might do intervals of push-ups. So you're doing push-ups for 20 seconds, and then you're resting for 40 seconds, but doing as many good quality push-ups within that 20-second period. You'd be surprised over time how many push-ups you can actually get done and how intense of a workout it is, because within that time period when you're working, you're really, really pushing yourself hard. So you can have one day where you're doing upper body HIIT exercises, one day where you're doing lower body, or a mix, and you're going to get a great workout. The interesting thing, or the disclaimer I want to put on HIIT, you want to do to the point where you're really pushing yourself hard, but you do not want to do more than 3 HIIT workouts per week, because when you're doing HIIT, you really have a big impact, are using your muscles at a high level, and are using your nervous system at a high level. You want your nervous system to relax and to recuperate. You can actually kind of burn yourself out. So when athletes have a structured program, they might do 1 HIIT session a week, and they're mixing it up so that they can have like an optimal and well-rounded fitness session. But 1 or even 3 HIIT workouts per week, and then do other things to mix it in, you're good.
Huh. You're making HIIT sound appealing to me, because I'm not it sound like a lot of work. But you said 20 seconds. That was that's the key word for me. 20. That's for 20 seconds.
Sometimes even less, depending on how hard they're pushing you. But it sounds deceiving, because within that time, you're really pushing yourself. So imagine doing like sprinting your heart out for 10 seconds. You want to recover for 2 minutes. People are going to be like, you're recovering for 50 seconds. You're going to be like, are you serious? We're going again. But you will get a great workout.
Wow. I'll try that. Thank you. Thank you. Now, for someone who's watching, who's like, yeah, I don't have time for the HIIT. And I'm a couch potato. I tend to, work from the desk, long hours, Are there ways that you can encourage individuals to incorporate more physical activity into their daily lives, even if they have desk jobs or sedentary lifestyles as is?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I even think of myself like working in the hospital, when there's certain days where my shift is long and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get a workout in today. So some of the sneaky things I'll do as I'm working, I stand up. I do not sit down. So imagine like a 10-hour shift. You're not sitting down, you're walking from floor to floor. And instead of taking the elevator, I'm taking the stairs. So when I count my step count, at the end of the day, I've gotten in 10,000 steps. So if you have a job where you have the option to sit or the option to stand, you can get one of those standing desks, stand. And if you're going to a different floor, take the elevator. You'd be surprised how you can sneak in steps. If you have a break, go for a walk. So when I have some time like to eat lunch, I'll quickly eat my lunch, and then I'll go walk up and down the stairs in the building. You can get a pretty decent workout. Doing that for 30 minutes, if your lunch break is 30 minutes or like an hour, you're gonna get a pretty good workout. And an interesting thing I actually saw in my hospital, I think it was the ICU team, they found the tallest tower, the tallest building. I think this is about 7 or 8 floors all the way to the top. And because I was just like walking in there and I'm like, what is this? At the top, I saw this poster and I saw different people's names. And apparently they have like a system where in between their breaks, they'll climb the stairs and each person has to put their name up at the top. And then they have another point system where you can see for the month how many people have actually kept up with it. So I'm like, this is brilliant. gamify your workout. Gamify your workout with your coworkers, and it'll become like kind of the culture of the workplace. And it makes it easier when you guys are all going along together. And you can say whoever wins XYZ gets this much money or gets a prize. And you will be surprised how that competitive nature kicks in. And then even when the competition is over, it becomes a habit.
I like that. Gamify your workout. That's right. And you could work out on their time. Okay. True. And I have a good question. Go ahead.
Oh no, just sorry. So you have a break, so you don't need to sit on your phone during the break. Go for a walk.
Exactly. Maximize your day. So I have someone who's asking here. Hi, Valerie. She said, "How does standing help? What if I just stand most of the day? Any thoughts on that, though?"
You're going to burn slightly more calories. So if you think about it, when you sit down, most of your body weight is on the chair. When you stand up, your body weight is on your legs. You have to engage your abs, your core, your back muscles. You have to support yourself differently. And if you try doing that for an hour, you actually be very tired. It takes some time to build up to standing the whole day, but you will notice that you're actually burning more calories. Like I remember as a resident, I used to, for some reason, I'm like, if I sit down, I was like calculating my time, stand up, sit down, I'm wasting time, and also sleep deprived, which is so bad. I was like, if I stand up, I can't fall asleep.
True.
The months that I was on those rotations where I was standing, I was like, my clothes are looser. I was like 5 pounds less without necessarily making changes in the diet. So you're burning more calories without really thinking, I'm going to the gym, I'm walking. You're burning more calories just by standing.
Okay, so getting the sit to stand desk is a good idea because you're encouraged to stand. I like that. I know you alluded to this earlier on, but can we talk about more home workout options for those who are like, I don't want to go to the gym, feel intimidated in the gym. Everyone smells like sweat at the gym, that kind of thing, especially the heat and stuff. What would you say are effective home workout options for those who may not have access to a gym and who don't want to do the HIIT workout?
I see you. Yes, I totally get that. So first of all, a simple way, if you still want to do calisthenics, meaning body weight exercises, you can still go on YouTube and Google all those people or look them up on YouTube that I mentioned. I think, Carolyn Gurvin is the other lady that I mentioned. She has like hours and hours during the pandemic. She has hours and hours of even 1 hour long library workouts, 10-minute long ab workouts. So you can just see the different people that are there, play with their workouts and see. You don't even have to buy equipment, but this type of workout is called calisthenics. You're using your body weight. And the great thing about doing these kind of workouts at home, you have no excuse. You don't have to buy new gym clothes. You can roll out in your pajamas and start the workout. No harm, no foul. Go have your shower and move on. Like you're saving that time, getting yourself mentally ready to go to the gym. You're saving your money. You don't have to buy gym clothes. You don't have to buy equipment. As long as you have an internet connection, you can get that workout done. If you're not into doing resistance or any kind of exercises like that, you can walk. Even if you live in an apartment, you can get yourself out and walk up and down the stairs of your apartment. If you don't live in an apartment, you live in a house, you can walk up and down the stairs of your house. I've actually done that. Because one day I was like, I'm not going outside. It's too cold. There's too much snow. But I'm like, I promised I'm going to get my workout done. So I climbed up and down the stairs for 1 hour. I listened to, whatever I was supposed to be listening to, my little podcast. I got the workout in. So you really don't have an excuse. If you want, you can walk around. Like if you're in a building where you can't climb the stairs, you can walk around. You can just walk from room to room, put your podcast in, and then like change the walk up. Like you're going to walk a little bit faster. You're going to do lunge walks, and you can look that up online, and you can still get a little workout in without, working too hard mentally to get it done without spending any money.
I like that. Free workouts. You can do it in the comfort of your home. You can do it half naked if you want to. It's all you. So that's good. Now, I have some people who are like, well, they have back issues, standing for long periods of time hurt. What are your thoughts, or what do you tend to say to patients like those who are like, yeah, I don't like to stand up for long periods of time. What are my options?
I think that's a great question. First of all, if you have back issues, you should probably be talking to your physician to figure out why you're having back issues, because the cause of back problems can be so wide. It could be something as minor as muscle strain. You were moving furniture last week and you just need to take a little bit of Advil, maybe take a little bit easy and you'll be better, to something as serious as like nerve impingement or even a broken bone in your back and you didn't know you have it, but it's actually like a red flag warning. There's another bigger issue that's actually causing this. So if you're having back problems, you don't know what's causing them, talk to your doctor. Even if you do know the cause, talk to your doctor and make sure that it's going to be okay. If you have back problems due to osteoporosis, you have a broken vertebrae, your doctor might actually encourage you to work out, but they might say, okay, I don't want you to do such high impact activities. Maybe you can walk, but no jogging. And then maybe you can lift weights, because we do want to put stress, but a reasonable amount of stress on your bones. So I'd say, first of all, talk to your doctor. Thereafter, your doctor can kind of guide you in terms of what they think is appropriate. If they don't feel comfortable doing that, then you can ask them, do they think it's a good idea for you to get a personal trainer? A lot of the trainers, especially if they have a background in exercise physiology, might have special training in terms of what kind of exercises are appropriate for you. For example, there are some people who do exercise physiology and they specialize in helping elderly people with physical disabilities or challenges exercise. And you'd be amazed at how effective the exercises can be and how effective they can also be in improving your current medical condition. For example, if you have a neurological disorder, it might help kind of mitigate some of the symptoms. So I think it's very important to, first of all, talk to your doctor and then work with a professional if your doctor thinks it's necessary.
Awesome. Thank you for those that insight. Now, one of the biggest challenges to exercise is the mental barriers, right? I don't feel motivated. I don't feel like it. And for those who are like, I'm going to go to the gym, but I feel a little self-conscious, are there tips that you have for overcoming mental barriers?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think one of the best tips I have is get accountability. So I'm just thinking back to the pandemic. All of us were locked in our houses. There was no gym to go to.
True.
You couldn't work out. But my sisters and I think at the time we were all living in 3 or 4 different countries, we had Zoom workout. And then we took turns finding a workout online. So when it was my turn, everyone was like, you're gonna make us sweat like crazy. And I'm like, hey, it's fun, One of my sisters is into dance, so she shows dance workouts. So have accountability partners and make it fun. Make it really, really fun. So if that's not gonna work for you or that's not your thing, another thing that will make sure you get your workout in is putting your money where your mouth is. So when you get a coach and you put a significant amount of money down, you take it seriously. You're like, I paid my money, I worked hard for this money, I'm gonna show up for my session. And if they cancel on you, you're gonna be like, you're gonna give me 2 free sessions because I paid you. And that helps you actually get to the end goal of getting XYZ workouts done. So get a personal trainer. If you don't necessarily want to spend a lot of the money, if you're in an area where they have a university, a lot of students that are doing kinesiology as their undergrad are looking for people to do projects on. Now, as a part of my training, I did kinesiology. I was always looking for my friends to be like, hey, can I make your personal training plan? Because, I need to hand in an assignment. So you can get the workout either for free or at a discounted price. If they have, say, some kind of practicum, you don't necessarily have to pay very much, and you're getting the latest and most up-to-date science and techniques in terms of training. So accountability is going to be my biggest one in different ways. The second thing I'm going to say is, if you have to do it, bribe yourself. All of us have things that we want to do, and we are going to do it anyways. So why not link your physical activity to a certain event? So for example, I'm just thinking of myself. I wanted new gym clothes. This was especially during the pandemic. So I told myself, if I get XYZ workouts done, like 20 or 25, then I get to buy a whole new outfit. If I get 12, then I get to buy one item, either the top or the bottom. So gamify it, connect it to a non-food reward system, but gamify it and keep track of it as well. So I actually have in my phone, I think since 2020, every month I'll count the number of workouts. I don't necessarily think about rewards anymore, but it just became a habit. It's like at the end of the month, I'll be like, oh, okay, it's the 15th. I've only gotten like 5 workouts in. So my goal was 20 this month. So for the last half of the month, I have to be serious. So just having that calendar of keeping track of things is really, 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 really helpful. But if you need to connect it to, say, a vacation, you're going to vacation in July, and there's an extra trinket you want to buy, make a points thing out of it.
I like it. Batch it, reward it, bribe, whatever you need to do to get you moving, is worth it. I love it. I have a feeling that you're also pretty self-motivated too.
No.
No,
No, I'm reward motivated.
reward motivated. I like it. I like that. And you talked about habits. So as you do the things to get you, almost like either you reward yourself or you gamify it, then you push yourself into the habit zone, so it becomes almost second nature to you. My next question before we wrap up is consistency. I know you alluded to it before, but three tips that to help people stay consistent, because I think that's a big challenge. You started, you're like, yeah, it's a new year, woohoo. But staying consistent can be tough. In addition to some of the things you mentioned before, what are other strategies you have, Doc, up your sleeve?
Absolutely. And to be honest, consistency is something that I really, really, really struggle with. And the things that I mentioned before apply, having accountability partners or somebody you're paying, having a system where you gamify it, and then keeping track. I think those are my three biggest tips. To be honest, I don't have anything more than that to make it consistent, because that's something, honestly, I struggle with. As I told you, sometimes I'll count my workouts and I'm like, halfway through the month, I haven't, gotten there. But maybe the last thing I would say is connected to something else. So for me, I like listening to podcasts and audiobooks. Try to make it a habit. If you're listening to your favorite podcast or even your favorite show on Netflix, tell yourself, I get to binge. You'll be surprised how long you will walk when you're watching your favorite Netflix show. You can walk for 2 hours, you didn't notice. So connect it to something you enjoy. And I think that will make it a little bit easier. So you can tell yourself, I'm not allowed to do this, but then you can kind of binge and connect it to exercise. But maybe not binge eating, let me be very clear. Binge on your favorite TV show, that kind of thing.
All right, batch it. I love it. Batch it with what you enjoy, so it's not so painful and drawn out. Do you enjoy exercise?
Yes. And it totally depends on what it is.
Okay.
But the funny kind of exercise I enjoy, as crazy as it sounds, if it's something competitive. Like, as I mentioned, if I was doing those workouts with my sisters and it was like a HIIT workout and, we're still going, I'll be looking up, I'm like, oh, I'm still going, I'm still doing push-ups. And I'll be like, oh, that person, like one of my sisters is super athletic. She, doesn't have to try very hard and she's just naturally athletic. So I try to catch up to her. The dance workouts. I mean, if you're listening to your favorite music, there is another dance workout. I think I'll have to send you the link or the list of all these dance workouts. But there's this lady from somewhere in France, and she has all the latest songs on TikTok and YouTube. And I'm like, I like this song. And she has amazing dance workouts to it. So that kind of workout is fun. And even the boring walking kind of workout, I enjoy just because it's like, there's a sense of accomplishment. And to be honest, exercise also releases endorphins. So you get this like natural high. You feel like I've done something good for myself. I've done something on my checklist, and you're just happy afterwards.
I love it. And the inconvenience, whatever the inconvenience it may be, you're worth it. For those of you who are watching, we're worth it. And I love how you talk about some of the interesting exercises and ways you motivate yourself. One of the things I've done is ask my clients and ask them what kind of exercise they do. And I tell them to find something fun as an assignment. I have borrowed tips from them. I had one who started hula hooping.
Oh.
So there's an electronic hula hoop. So I got the one that was not really electronic, but it's so fun. And it's not the hoop. It's just, but you got to keep moving the weight around with your hips. And it's turned out to be fun. And then the one, roller skating. I've never roller skated before. But a patient talked me into that. That's one exercise she would do for the rest of her life. And you have to work a lot of core, roller skating. So I try that a little bit. So find something fun and do it. Now, Doc, before we wrap up, I'm going to ask you one more question. I know I said we're about to wrap up. But for someone who's watching, who's like, Docs, I hear you. I've tried before. I've gone on and off. I'm not sure if it's worth setting myself up. Is there any last words to kind of encourage them to take a bet on themselves and try to exercise?
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the year. It's another chance to start again. So whatever happened last year, last month, this is your chance to start again. If you don't start, you might never get the benefits that you want. So I think just take this opportunity at the beginning of the year to start working out. If you need to, get a mentor, invest in a coach, invest in an exercise trainer, make it a reward for yourself. I think it's totally worth it to invest in yourself, and it'll give you great dividends in terms of your health, your mental outlook, the way you feel about yourself, your confidence. So I think just go for it. Just go ahead and invest in yourself. You will not regret it.
That's right. Just do it. I love it. So, Doc, I have people who are watching who are like, oh, I like this doctor. I've seen her before. I'm looking forward to following her. Maybe have her come speak on my platform, or even come work with you, Doc, wherever you are. Doc, where can people find you?
So I'm all over social media. On YouTube, you can just type in Dr. Lwanga. Lwanga's Lwanga. You can follow me there. I like to talk about various health conditions. So you guys can, watch my videos. If you have any questions or any videos you'd like me to make, you can go ahead and DM me. And I have an assistant who looks through all the different topics, and I'll make a video for you and answer your question. I'm also on IG at Dr. Lwanga. I'm on Twitter, same thing, at Dr. Lwanga. LinkedIn, it's Dr. Lwanga. And in terms of where I work for the Saskatchewan Health Region, which is in Western Canada. For those of you guys who are like, what? Where is that? If you look at Fargo, North Dakota, and then drive about 5 hours north, I'm in a small city just about 5 hours north of Fargo, North Dakota.
Awesome. Now, the Instagram, is that Dr. Lwanga?
I think it's at Lwanga MD. I have too many handles. If you just Google Dr. Lwanga, all these different handles will come up. I'm actually not as good at keeping track of all my different handles as I should be, but I think it's at Lwanga MD, Lwanga MD.
All right. So I put it at the bottom of the screen for those of you who are wondering how to connect with her. Also on YouTube. And you heard her, she'll make a video just for you. Follow her. She has a lot of useful information, very helpful. And that can also be your accountability partner virtually. Doesn't have to be in person to help you reach your health goals as well. Dr. Anita, it's a delight as always to have you. Thank you so much for coming to spend time with us this evening. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk with you and to share whatever I know with your audience.
Awesome. We're going to do this again before the end of the year.
Okay. I love it.
That works. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Those of you who liked, who loved, Ms. Joanne Taylor, Bernard, thank you so much for stopping by. Dr. Valerie Kanga was also on here too, so she says hi. As always, sharing is caring. Please like, subscribe, and forward this video to people who could find this useful, who could use a little bit of encouragement in their health journey. And as always, if you or anyone you know is looking for an awesome, a thorough, and a compassionate family physician in the Mansfield, Texas, Dallas area who will help you live long and well, I am she. Have a good one. And in I can't pronounce where she's from. She's okay. She's she. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.